Okay, so I've had a couple people reach out and say that they haven't understood some of the things in knowledge check too. And I think it comes down to there's two questions, number 3 and number 4, where you're asked to find medians based on a histogram and a dot plot. With the dot plot, it should be fairly easy. You could even use that like counting in method of finding the middle dot, starting from the left-hand side, the lowest values, and the right-hand side, the highest values. But can be trickier with the histogram. So I've just grabbed this histogram offline, which is bad on my part, but I didn't want to come up with one. So you can see here in this histogram, it looks like we have, just want to make sure my pen isn't too big, 2, 3, 7, 13, 18 values in this particular data set. I don't know why they colored the different bars, but whatever. We can see there's 2, 1, 4, 6, and 5 values in these particular bars. So you could still do the very basic counting in method of finding a median that a lot of people learn in like middle school by just kind of dividing up these bars and then counting inward. So we'd want to start with the lowest value and make sure that we cross off a high value, so forth, so on, until we reach the middle. Now, I gave you a histogram with 175 observations, so this is not reasonable to do. So what you're going to do instead on something where there's a much larger sample size is you're going to want to go ahead and use that n+1/2, that location of your histogram as a way to figure this out. Alternatively, you could just say, where is the 50th percentile, right? Where's half of 18? Half of 18 is at 9, so I'd be looking at around the 9th observation. For this particular one, we have 18 plus 1/2. We would actually be averaging the 9th and 10th observations because we'd end up right between them. So we're going to hope here that I don't have any problems. So now we could just count over to figure out where the 9th and 10th thing were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we don't know exactly what the value of the 9th or 10th observation is, but we do know that whatever it is, it's between the values 6 and 8, not including 8, right? So our median, whatever the heck our median might be, is between 6 and 8. And if you wanted to be really good about this, it could equal 6, but it can't equal 8 in the fashion that most histograms are made. So hopefully that sort of gets you there. You don't actually have to count it out as I did. You can just count along these top values. Right here, there's 2. That's not enough. Plus another 1. Now we have 3 observations. Still not enough. Plus another 4. Now we're at 7. Still not enough, given that I'm looking for the 9th and 10th. And then here, we're now at 13, which means 8, 9, 10, all the rest of those up to 13 have to have fallen in this bar, and that's where my median is. Same deal with the dot plot, just even easier because you can just count over the dots as opposed to having to see how many things were in each of the bars. The most common mistake on these is to just count in the bars. So to take this bar and this bar, this bar and this bar, and mistakenly think that your median's between 4 and 6, but that implies that there's the same number of observations in each bar, which we can see is not true by the height of those different bars of your histogram.